Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I trust you've had a chance to look over the minutes from the last meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move to approve them.
I hear a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to our reports this evening. Andy?
Underwater, the plant's treated 825,060 gallons since February 22nd. Our average daily usage is 39,288. Filters are backwashed on the 6th. October back tease complete was absent. September water report's been completed and sent to IDEM. Under wastewater, been performing data checks to lift stations, the ponds, and the SSO during rain events. Our sewer plant's closed and we're not discharging. The weekly sewer samples are complete. MKBS is moving forward, and we're going to be ready for brick soon. Yeah, that cost I've come up with is about $5,773 for labor and material. I haven't got the labor end of it in writing, but I mean, I based that off what Mike's been charging me for years, so I think we'll be right there. Fluid waste should have their entire sewer lining completed next week, and then we'll have the one manhole on State Road 19 repaired. Tipton County has our building permit ready. The cost was $550. I'm picking that up tomorrow. Sewer Streets phone company's still underway. It's been taking up a lot of my time. They have, contrary to our little contract and our agreement, in the last 3 weeks, they've called in over 400 locate tickets. I got them all on my computer.
Okay.
I just don't do them. I just told them, I said, I'm not doing them. You guys call in whatever you want. Because I told them, one, all the ones that are calling in for private property, we don't do locates on private property. So I said, if you're digging in the right of way to get to private property, you better change your locate ticket. Because I'm not doing private property. And I just make them, I just do nothing until they are ready to do work somewhere. And then they call me and we go do the routes. I just went and remarked one today with them that I marked 2 months ago. They still haven't done anything in. You know, that's why I don't do it. I just don't have time. It takes enough time as it is. Festival cleanup went well. We had no major issues. I want to thank City of Tipton for sweeping our streets after the festival. Arcadia's sweeper was broken. Actually, tried to get Cicero to do it, and they refused. So Tipton helped us out, and it was. We haven't got the bill yet, but it's going to be less than $120. He said $30 an hour, and he was here for about 3.5 hours. But that hasn't showed up yet. And the last thing I have, we've got a little over 1,200 pounds of lids. I want to get 1,600. That'll do 4 benches and stop. You know, we got to drive to Evansville to get these things, and I've looked into it. I looked into the company. You're supposed to set up this program. You're supposed to have a mentor. You're supposed to be doing all this thing with kids. And basically, what it boils down to, we save $135 per bench by giving them enough to make 2. It takes 200 pounds to make a bench. To do the program, you give them 400, and you save $135. We spend way too much time to even make it worthwhile. And then I got to go on a 7-hour plus trip to pick these things up. You know, I mean, we can do some other kind of fundraiser and just buy the things from them and have them shipped here, and probably be in the same range of money that we're expending now. I got like 30 bags of these things in the garage, and it's just, you know, a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff we get here. I mean, we got to sort through every one of this because there's so much crap that gets put in these things. It's not even supposed to be in there. And after I got in contact with them and found out what their whole program was and what it was all about, and like I said, we're saving $135 versus if we were just buying them outright.
135 a bench.
Yeah, yeah. The bench is, you can buy the bench right now outright for $335. Just buy it. Made. You know. But, I mean, the deal is, it's this whole thing, it's on their website. I mean, it's to promote recycling with kids and everything, you know, that's good, but
You know what the shipping is on that?
I didn't,
Okay, I'm just curious.
I didn't ask them. I mean, even if you want to do a one-time trip, you know how many benches you want to get to the fundraiser, you just drive down and pick them up.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, it's gotta Google where they're at. I mean, it is down there. I mean, I figure it's gonna be like 3.5 hours at least each way. Plus, you know, all the other time we have in it. It's not that I'm opposed to it. It's just, I'm just looking at the dollars,
Yeah.
you know.
But if we save $135 per bench, if we got 4 benches, that's a savings of $540.
You know how many hours have me, Murray, and Kurt spent sorting these things, going through them, picking the trash out, picking the glass out, the metal, all the crap that doesn't go into it, bagging them up, dragging them, moving them 50 times. Now I gotta load them up, drive them to the other end of the state, and drive all the way back. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's just a lot more involved than people dump something in a box and benches showing up, you know.
So basically 400 more pounds and we'll have the 1,600.
Yeah, we're getting close. I mean, we're getting close. You know, and I want it to be at least, it's taken us forever to get to this point, you know, and I want it to be at least 4 to make it somewhat worthwhile. I mean,
Yeah, spend a day.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a long day to go down and back and just get them. Because I researched it, because I had somebody tell me there was a place by Fort Wayne. They're the only place I can find anywhere around here is Evansville.
Is that-
Yes. And that's where Tipton had
I was
done
gonna say,
from.
you checked with Tipton, didn't you?
They were going from Evansville. They've stopped doing it also, but. Thanks for what you think about it here.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we need 200 more pounds, so
you know,
keep saving it.
I
I brought 2 pounds
I
tonight.
got a couple pounds over there.
Need 400, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're probably,
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 150, so it's, we need about 250 more pounds.
Yeah. It may be a good winter time thing,
Yeah,
you know, mowing stops and
yeah.
take a day and go down and get those.
That's all I have. If you have any other questions, or the other stuff I have, I can talk about with Tom.
Okay. All right.
Really relates to what he's gonna talk about.
Okay. Anything on
Oh, I forgot the building.
building?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Okay. I'll work on this part now, don't I?
It's, we had 3 zoning inquiries, 1 building permit inquiry, issued 1 building permit. The September census report's complete, has been sent. And then we had 1 application for a variance that was submitted, which I'm just letting you know. It's really the BZA, but just so you're aware of it.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, we'll move on to old business this evening. Tom?
You always look at me when you say old business.
Don't take that personal.
I know. I have, what I've got tonight is on the wastewater project. I've got the 2 pay requests for this month, one from MK Vets and also one from Fluid Waste. And I don't know if you had a copy of the one from MK Vets. Yeah.
I believe I do have orders.
Yeah.
Before, got one from each.
And that was dated as of September 30th, and their amount that they requested is the $42,072.79, and we have reviewed it and found it to be correct, and we recommend it to be paid. And, so we need a motion for that, and directing you to
sign it, just to see it.
Do you have any questions or concerns on that, Andy?
No,
As we look over this.
No, my stuff is
Okay,
other things.
all right. Do I hear a motion that we approve,
I don't even have a copy of this.
I'll make a motion and put it out when you can.
I have an extra copy of that.
I'll make a motion that we approve the plan for MK beds for work completed.
do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And what was the pay request number on that, too? You might want to note that anyway. That was number 3, is it?
Invoice, no pay request, I'm not sure.
Should be towards the top of the form. Usually they put which number it is, so.
It's 5.
Number 5.
Pay request
Pay
number
request
5,
five.
okay. Then I also have a pay request from Fluid Waste Services, which you did not have yet because I just brought it with me tonight, because we had to send it back to them and have them rework it a couple times before they could figure out how to fill out the form. So I've got copies of, I'll let you look at these. Collecting
These revised
let's see, what is that one?
food waste.
No, that is the correct one there.
Okay.
That is correct, okay. Have you seen one of these? You have one? You have one from Fluid Waste also? Okay, that's fine.
I don't have one. They ain't got anything here.
These are the originals right here, I've signed those. I'll just take the top one of you. This is their first pay request, and their request is for, the net request is $78,262.50. And we reviewed it and found it to be correct and recommended it for payment.
Okay, do I hear a motion on this pay request?
I'll make a motion that we accept
Is there a second?
Second.
So I'm going to need for you, Fred, if you would sign both of these, both contractors. And then we'll leave one for Robin, and I'll do the distribution on the rest of those next year.
You want that back?
Is that one I signed?
That's one you let me look at, and I don't know if you need it back or not.
And that's, you can hang on to that.
Okay, appreciate it.
So you'll need to go ahead and sign all 4 of these.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll get one to Robin. This is for Robin's file. Get that signed. And then that's if you sign
Yes.
this one.
Real quick. Bear with me.
bring that pile of stuff in. You got some concern there?
Yeah, one of the things with fluid waste, manhole number 1, which is across from the lift station, that's set up to be the lift station when we have to take ours out of service. There's a gate in the bottom of that where you can close off the lift station, and there's a rod that comes up with a handle to operate that gate. Them guys decided they didn't want it in there, so they broke it into pieces and threw it out on the ground across the street, busted it off. So they either need to replace it or pay us for it. And me personally, I think it needs to be replaced. So if we were gonna do anything with that, we can operate it. And it's still laying over there.
All right, we'll get to that in the morning.
And the next thing is out there with beds. I talked to Tom a little bit about this stuff here. Their deduct, we're supposed to be getting credits back, and I don't know where Triad's at on that, but.
We're gonna wrap that up. We're gonna put all that together this week yet, so it's done
Okay.
next week.
Because the iron filter, they're saying $600. I say I want it installed. I can't even buy one for $600. And I know it's a little different system than our water plant, but even when I service our chlorine system out there, just over time, those injectors get ironed. I mean, not horrible. I mean, we don't run filtered water through it, but it does over time. And I'm just thinking out there, it's going to be raw in the iron level. I mean, of course, we haven't tested the well yet. I haven't got it when they run some water in. I'm going to test the raw on it. But I know what it is in the creek. It's just so high out there. For $600, I just think it's going to eliminate maintenance issues down the road.
Sure.
Like I said, we can't even buy it for $600, let alone put it in. And then,
It's already figured in the project, so it's
Yeah,
not
it
a
was.
additional cost, so might as well just leave it in there for the credits. It's $600 to take it out.
That's right.
and then the question I had, I was looking at the prints. All the prints on that well show steel casing, all the fittings and everything. It's all plastic. We get money back for that?
We need to check and see how they really did it, but I don't know if there was an dent. We need to check on it.
Okay, I didn't know. That's why I'm asking you, because that's just
I'll
one of
have
the
to
concerns
check.
I have. All I did was review the shop drawings.
Yeah, let me check.
So I don't know, but I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't really think it's a huge issue, but I know there's significant cost difference between you're
Yes.
talking welded steel casing and versus, plastic casing on the cost of the well. And then the other thing, which you answered for me, you're working on is what's going on with the siding deduct and the paint.
Right.
Because they initially came back at us, if you figure that siding and that paint, this Tom spec'd about the best paint you can get. It's what we use at the water plant.
The Sherman Wave or something.
The Tennemic paint. And, when you take when you take that building, I mean, you're looking at the construction cost of it, that it's just the building, it's no mechanicals or anything else. I mean, that siding is like 20 or 25% of the building.
Well, the siding uninstalled is $2,500.
Okay.
And because
But that's the only paperwork I got was $2,500 for everything. My question
it's
is,
$2,500 just for the siding. That includes the labor.
well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
angling at is
Total.
the total amount is what I'm.
Yeah, that's what we've already.
Paint, siding, and labor.
We've already sent that back to two vets of those same points because, I called Lowe's. I said, I took square feet of siding off of it and I put because there's also a loss when you do that scrap, that you
Right.
put about a 5% scrap when you're doing that. So I calculated how many squares it was gonna take and I got $2,500 for siding.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just
Just the
material.
siding.
Just the material.
No, no nails, no, no trim,
trim boards, all that stuff.
none of that, yeah.
It's caulk and
And then likewise, how much paint it's gonna take and
all the labor.
the labor for paint. So he has not responded to that when we sent it back to him. So
He's mad at me right now.
he's mad at me too. So
He was out here. He was out here today. He really won't talk to me because we had it out about the overhangs.
they would screw that up big time.
Basically what I told him. He said it was a matter of preference, and I said, well, I prefer when I'm paying $80,000 for a building than it be built right. So I said, if you
I went out and took some pictures, Andy. Is the overhang correct now?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I made
They
it.
correct.
I made it. Well, see, here's the bad part on them, and again, why I don't have much sympathy. I caught the mistake. For one, they're kind of their own worst enemy. I mean, Tom designed that to take a standard truss. They special ordered these trusses that cost more money, that are absolutely not better than a standard truss they could have bought in stock. I don't know why. Well, it changed the overhang because of these trusses they got. Made them a little bigger than what he had originally drawn. Well, what they tried to do was build the ends like his drawing and leave their mistake bigger. And my thing was, I said, I want the overhangs to be, I don't care how big they are, I want them the same all the way around the building. And this is when they were still in framing, they didn't have this front portion frame, they had the back done. And I told them not to build this, and they went ahead and built the front wrong anyways after I told them not to build it. And that's when Justin and I kind of had words about it. And he said, it's gonna cost me 2 hours, and he tried to blame it on Triad. And I said, then do it. I said, he goes, I won't get paid. I said, Triad's gonna pay for it. And he goes, no, they're not. And I said, yeah, they are. I said, if you're telling me that it's wrong and they told you to do this, they're paying. Well, then he backpedaled. Because I told him, I said, when I hang up the phone with you, I'm calling Tom. Well, then he backpedaled and got mad and just said they'd fix it. It was their mistake. I told them not to do it, and they did it anyways. So I don't have any sympathy for them. But we're paying premium, you know, here. And, you know, it's corrected now. It's right. But they were mad about it. And, you know, I'm sorry.
Well, it's like all projects, we're the ones gonna be stuck with it when it's done. And it
That's
needs
my
to be
hope.
done correctly. And if that's the way it was designed, and, you know, they need to build it according to design. If they ordered some material wrong, that's their problem. They should have corrected that and got the correct material that would have met the original design and construction.
And
But they
then,
bid it, so.
my last thing, which aren't issues yet because the job's not done, but things I just want to put on the radar here. The road out there where the bridge is between the ponds, their backhoe operator is horrible. Their new one's horrible.
He's worse than the other guy.
Oh, this guy is, the money they are burning out there. I seriously asked him, I said, you guys want to pay me to come out here on the weekend and do this for you? I mean, it's nuts. The guy spends all day and gets like nothing done. I've never seen anything like it in my life. But when they dug the road up, there was plenty of room there. I've done it myself. I've had to dig up valves, and I had to dig up that force main in that road. There was plenty of room. I had to put it to one side, dig up, put their spoils on there, and take those spoils. I mean, you know, bed that pipe with a little bit of stone or sand, because it's only this big and it's very down there, and put that dirt right back in there and pack it down as you go and fill it back in and top that off. Instead, I don't know what he did, but he spread all that dirt out all over the road. Made the road wider than it was. Now I got dirt rolling down the hill in the ponds, and then where the two roads come together, they made this like twice as big over here, but it's all dirt. And it's gonna turn to mud. I mean, we ain't had any rain yet, but that road is gonna be mud from one end to the other. And like I said, they're not done, so I'm giving them the benefit. Yeah, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but that's one of the things that we need to do. And then the grading, for the life of me, I don't understand this guy on this backhoe. He's using a backhoe and a skid steer, like all day.
They were doing that 2 weeks ago.
They were doing it all day today, all day. And serious. How that used to be, you know, we drove in to get down, you gotta get down to the effluent channel to clean it out where the shed is at. And for whatever reason, they're like, where we had no grade issue, there's no grade issue there anyway, it's floodplain. But all that dirt and all those spoils, I told them, I said, I want to put it around the building where we need it. But they're like basically trying to fill everything in all the way over to the shed we're tearing down. I mean, you know, they've raised that grade like this far where it don't even need to be raised. And I think there's gonna be an issue when we're short dirt at the building.
Well, and he's already hit me about it, okay?
Well,
At the last, when we were out here with Dwayne, before Dwayne left,
Yeah.
we had a meeting, they're saying, well, he said, what are you gonna do about paying me for extra fill around the building? Because the building, and I screwed up on the building elevation, okay? And Andy had ordered the stone out, I've reimbursed the town for the stone that's purchased to go under the building and get that pad raised, to be correct. Because it was about 2 feet or 18 inches or whatever.
18
it was,
inches.
18 inches difference.
Yes.
So I said to Andy, or to Justin, I said, Justin, did you guys buy any stone to put under the foundation of that building as shown on the plans? And he started to say yes, and JR, or
It was JR.
JR said, we didn't put any stone under that building. Okay, then you put the fill around the building and there's no extra, because you didn't buy stone for it. It's supposed to be under that building.
Well, and here's the thing, which I wish they'd done. They've got, I don't know, I'm not telling them how to do their job, but they're raising the grade where we don't need it, using good dirt. They've got plenty of spoils that are mostly dirt with some gravel in it that won't matter, that could be used to go around the building.
Compact around the building.
And then take that good dirt that they're putting where it don't even need to be up around the building. And I just think it's gonna be an issue when we're done, because that whole thing out there is gonna be jacked up. I mean, the whole thing. Plus, I told him to leave it and we'd get rid of it, because they were gonna haul those spoils away. And I said, leave them there, we use them around the building. So he's saving some money by not hauling it away. And again, I'm sorry, he's got a guy that can't run a piece of equipment.
Well, the other thing is, we've got sidewalks that go on the building too.
In the front, yeah.
In the front, yeah.
Yeah.
And they haven't, they're gonna have to get all that compacted, and we're gonna have to have a good stone base under there, or we'll lose that walk.
Yeah, which they haven't finished hooking the sewer up. But like I said, it's not an issue yet, but it's just something to make you aware of that could be coming down the pike here.
Well, if they're putting dirt in where we don't want it and they're changing the elevations where it's not necessary, but that's where they can get their dirt to fill the building, they can dig it right back out. If they're putting in there grading it out, they can dig it right back out and get it out of there and put it back to the original grade.
I said something to him, because
It's just there, it's
theirs,
stupid.
yeah.
where we've got our rain gauge at,
That's-
it's on a post about this tall, okay? And I went out there one day, and the post was about this tall. And I'm like,
Same post?
yeah. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Because then you went over, and then about 4 feet away from the shed, it dropped like this. And I'm like, they had it so bad one day you couldn't even open the shed door. And I'm like, are you guys for real? And I said, we gotta get this stuff out of here.
Well, we're gonna have retainage on them and their bond and everything, and we'll get down to the nitty gritty and the punch list. That'll be part of it. If they don't correct it, they ain't gonna get their money. And if we have to go in and do it, we'll take it out of the bond, and we'll hire somebody to come in and correct it and put it back the way it needs to be. It's just the way it is. I mean.
Well, I just think he's gonna be mad about it, because I don't know.
Well, of course he's gonna be.
Well, but I don't know what their issue is, but I mean,
I think they're in a management disarray right now.
well, I do too, and
The whole
I
company is
think they got health issues too.
Well, they had a bunch of people retire, and a lot of them were with seniority that knew how to get things done, and now they've got people that really don't know what they're doing, and Justin's very young, and I don't think he knows really what's going on. I don't think he's ever run a project by himself, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't think he has myself.
Just by the way he reacts, you just don't think he has, but.
I mean, they're just their own words. I mean, the quality of the work has not been an issue. I mean, I'll let you know that. I mean, they've made corrections and done the things they needed to do, but
Does he listen to
I just think they're.
Does he listen to instructions? I mean, is that type of guy, or is he
Kind
just
of.
gonna do it his
Yeah,
way?
kind
Kind
of.
of.
He gets mad because, the vibe is, I think, I don't know the inner workings of their entire company, but I think he wants to keep every penny that was in the bid, whether they do the work or not, basically. That's it. It's like, that's just not how it works, When you take stuff out, you don't get paid for it.
But that's what gets you promotions in the type of companies, is to
Well-
get every penny of the project. That was
Well,
bid.
the other thing you gotta realize, his mother's president of the company too.
Yeah. I met with her out there, one of the guys
Teresa.
out there. So.
But, not a problem yet.
I think there's
Just
a
be aware of
lot of
it.
this stuff is minor issues until we get to the
And
end
we've
of it,
got-
and then we get ready to do the finish up on it and everything.
And if-
We go
if
through
we
the
have to
punch
go-
list,
yeah.
and they haven't taken care of it at that point in time, that's when we'll address it.
And if we have to go around, Justin, to Teresa and to
Sure.
Larry Montgomery, who's also one of the people that's been there a long time. I don't have a problem picking up the phone, call Larry Montgomery and say, Larry, you need to get with your folks and get it squared away.
We can sit up there and deny their pay request too, if we're not satisfied with what they're wanting to claim paid for, so. And I don't have a problem with that, I don't wanna hold up anybody's money that they got coming, but at the same time, I don't wanna pay them in advance, pay them for something that we're not satisfied with, and then try to work around it when we ain't got any leverage to get them to come back and do it right.
That's right.
So,
That's really
it sounds to me like the solution to the fill around the building is
What's there?
right there. They just need to
It's there.
put it where it
and
needs to be instead of spreading it out.
It is. They've wasted good topsoil, and if you go out there, you can almost see it in Fred's little picture. The other, well, back up there. Well, either one. No, the building.
Okay.
See down here, on the side of your picture there. They've got a ton. They've got a ton of, you know, semi-clean dirt going this way that could be used, and they need to, you know, they need to clean up and dig out the, you know, 3 feet of topsoil that they've wasted over there. So I just, you know, just my vibe is this is going to be an issue. So
Well, the other thing is frustrating when you see the lack of efficiency
oh, it's
out
terrible.
there, and you just go, come on.
It's terrible.
But there's nothing we can do about that aspect of their
Well,
efficiency.
and you know, we're paying a premium for that building to begin with, and that's what really hurts.
That's even more frustrating, yeah.
To think that they're, you know, they're going to expect an ad.
Yeah.
And that's not gonna happen.
No, I keep telling them.
That's just not gonna
More the
happen.
reason for us to stand our ground and
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
demand that they make it right. We ain't asking for any more than it was bid.
No.
Nothing
No.
more than it was bid.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you
That's all I
for
have.
that,
I've got
keeping track of that.
our Inspector Larry Howard stopping this a week to do.
Yeah, I've seen him up there.
Okay, good. So, and that's, at least we keep some eyes on it at least once a week from up there, so.
And you'll be working on the deduct as far as
Yes,
the
I'm gonna,
siding and also
I've just
that-
kinda let that slide.
Sure.
We sent the stuff back to Justin, and Dwayne had done that before he.
Right. No, I got a copy of it.
And, but we have not gotten a response from them since then, so we'll hammer on that, get that wrapped up. So I don't wanna get to the bitter end and then be arguing about all that stuff for
Sure.
the rest of the winter, so let's get that wrapped up here, so.
So we've still got about $120,000, $121,000 of money.
Oh yeah.
So
It's not a panic situation. I'm
Yeah.
just
So-
pointing it out.
Yeah, and that's
The
good.
closer we
Appreciate
get,
that.
the closer we get, you know,
Sure.
see how how it's remedied here.
Okay, the other thing, just real quick, while we're discussing projects, the IDEM kicked back our report on the water project, and Dee's reworking the stuff they had questions on that, and we're getting that sent back in, so should be done yet this week. So they contacted her, I think, on Monday. The laundry list seemed like it was long, but it wasn't really that long, so we got the correct stuff and kick it back to them. So,
deal.
so we should hear something on that pretty soon too, is what they're gonna do.
We gotta hurry up and get another project started, we'll probably wrap up.
Well, they still have a lot of money in the water fund that has not been spent.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm hoping
Yeah,
we'll
like-
get a chunk,
like-
fair
that's
share
what
of
we're
that.
looking
Like I think it was like $2.8 million.
what's more than that? I think.
Is it more?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as far as that they have in their funds that.
Yeah, that was unspent.
This is
It's higher than that now.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was saying that, I know Anderson was trying to do something, but didn't do it.
And they also had their, in Okra had their storm drainage money returned by a couple of communities, and they've got money sitting there now too.
That's good.
Yeah. So we might want to look at that at some point too, in the future too. I was just gonna ask too, with all the rain we had in July, could we tell the difference that the stormwater project we did had any impact?
But yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, like the A-frame, is he down here on the central, has he
No,
had a problem again since?
no, when we had that real big rain, we had a little slow up, but I mean, that's really, this drain that heads out the end of Main Street has got to be replaced. It's the county drain.
When it heads east,
And when it gets over there by those houses, it goes to RCP. I mean, I've never measured it, but I'm gonna guess there's about an 1,800-foot stretch there, maybe. It's all farm field that needs to be replaced.
is that all clay in there?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
petrified clay, and it's about, I had Fluid Waste working on it just to see how far it would go, because I thought maybe there was an obstruction close to us here, but a lot of that pipe is full, and it's just in bad shape. I mean, that's our problem. It's I mean, if you get too much too fast, when we get those rains that are slower,
It's okay.
it goes. But if you get like a super fast downpour, especially if we were already wet, it's slow. It's just slow. But it's just that last chunk. I mean, the county replaced that one section of it to the east, basically when it leaves the farm field and goes to the little creek.
Through the subdivision, or by the subdivision.
Yeah, by those houses, that has been changed already.
Okay.
And I think it was upsized even. But it's this last run through the farm field. It's
But going south, we're okay.
Oh, yeah,
It's made a
south
big
is-
difference. There's a lot of areas
south
that used to
is-
have water standing in them and they would.
In high humidity, you know.
Yeah. You can vouch for that, correct?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Toby don't have to swim out to his garage anymore.
I put away my scuba gear, so.
I thought it'd be bad if we took your waterfront property away.
Well, yeah, I sold my boat, so.
So, okay.
No, it's done a good job as far as I'm concerned.
All right. If nothing else, I'll get out of your way.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, thank you. And like I said, we'll get the pay plans distributed. So.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Then I'll get this other stuff. I'll get with you on
okay.
stuff with change orders.
Okay.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, be careful going
All right.
around.
Thanks always, sir.
Good evening.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you.
Take care. Jonathan.
Tom, be careful going home, buddy.
Thanks, Pete.
I just had one thing under old business, with Endeavor. If folks have complaints, I've been telling them to call the phone company. I know,
Oh, man.
I had a neighbor, Paulette, I think you talked to Paulette,
I showed her,
whether,
well, Jerry greenlighted it.
yeah,
And that's what I got my book out. See, I got the same book they use.
okay.
And I mean, it doesn't list the person's name, but it's got a little icon for contact made. And I told her, I said, if you call them, when they went door to door, they got a sheet they filled out, who they talked to, when they talked to them, the whole shebang. And she was really nervous because it wasn't really what, I mean, it was kind of what, they did go up there and it's supposed to be the run that goes to her house, but it was nowhere near her water line. I mean, it was like farther away than from here to the corner over there. It was nowhere near it. And, you know, she said she didn't want it. I said, well, you can contact them. I said, if you want it later, you're going to have to pay. I said, I would take it and just not use it, then not take it and need it later. But, no, they had to contact, because I actually talked to one of the supervisors over there. He went over and talked to her.
Good, okay.
But, no, they had contact cards.
I'm sure Robin has that contact information, doesn't she, for the phone company?
It's just in the phone book.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got Matt's number too. I mean, I can
I'm just referring them to
give people.
the phone company. I mean,
Or I tell people, because there's people over here now, all the time.
All right,
So I even tell people now, you can go to the phone company, and there's people in there daily. So
You know, anyone who's actually being hooked up to their house?
well,
Shed?
yeah. I mean, the service is not on, but
Not switched
they've-
over, but they're running.
yeah, they've run it.
up to the
They're
house.
starting to do drops to houses now. The service isn't on. They're blowing fiber in the lines. They have a few little main line runs to finish, and then they'll finish blowing the fiber in it. Realistically, by the time the fiber guys come in and do all the pairing and everything, I don't think the service is going to come online towards the end of December.
Well, they tied that up there in the alley behind the Cradles, behind my house there, and the alley runs between Bruce
Right.
and Prince's. They tied that in, but I had to kind of wait, they haven't come over on my side, they haven't tied anything over theirs yet.
They are.
But they sent me a notice saying that you have to make an appointment to have them come to hook it up to your house. And well, they hadn't even got me my wires.
No, they'll be contacting everyone.
Yeah, I just wondered if they had started doing that.
They have, in some places, they've started. Their crews the drop crews have been out around.
I've been seeing them everywhere, but I
Yeah.
really don't, it's hard to really understand what's getting done.
As they're finishing what's outside of town with their drops, I mean, it's gonna be more and more and more people in town every day.
Yeah, you'll receive a letter. I received one stating that if they wanted you to call and set an appointment to have it to come in, and they'll hook it up in their house, and they'll come in and
Right.
undo jacks and everything.
Yes, that's what you
you
sent me, yeah.
Yeah, so you call them, they'll probably be sending people crews out to start that installation inside the homes with the jacks and everything else, because they are shooting the conduit up onto the properties where your box is gonna be mounted on the outside of your house.
and I'll give them a call then, because I figured I'd have to wait till they tie those wires in there in the back, you know.
I think we got different crews doing different parts.
Yeah,
I
they
think
do,
we got
so.
a crew that'll come in and do the interior work part, and then another crew do the outside part. Since we're talking about Endeavor, I just have a question for the council. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I seen it. Where they're going down the sidewalk areas, they're boring under the sidewalks. Some of the areas, and this is I only know of one place, and the reason I know is my son mentioned it to me about the big pile of dirt out in front of his house. They put a handheld over there, right on the south corner of my son's property, Chad's property there on John Street.
Under the sidewalk.
And the handheld is right in the middle of the sidewalk.
It's traffic. They talked to me about it. You can blame it on me. It's traffic rated.
It's traffic rated, so if that sidewalk ever gets re-poured,
I had them set it at the grade the existing sidewalk was at. You can get riser rings.
so it won't hurt for them to walk on. What about driving over them?
They're traffic rated for vehicles.
Okay.
They're a rated box. There's actually one in the parking lot behind the town hall here, but I had a long discussion with Matt about that. And the only thing I figured it would be better back there if it was replaced where the sidewalk area was. There's a couple locations versus having it out by the edge of the street, you know.
Okay, I just wanted,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that if somebody wanted to re-pour a sidewalk or
Yep.
they tore pads out, because I don't think they're gonna put one on the corner at my place, but I don't know, they still got pads, they got the pipe sticking out the corner of
Yeah, a lot of
John
those-
Hoffman, and that might just be where they're gonna run to the properties.
Well, and a lot of some of those corners too, they got a fitting, they just make a connection underground. It's where,
I think that's what they're gonna do there because,
there's not gonna be a box at your corner, I know that, just like in the
and,
corner of
because they
Main.
tore a sidewalk out of there, and it's still laying there.
Yeah.
But, one of these days I'd like to put my sidewalk back, but I wanna raise mine. So
Right.
do they have drop risers or any type of risers they can put on those if you do, the ones that are in a sidewalk, so
Yeah.
they can raise them up to get them to existing grade, or a new grade, not
Yep.
existing, but new
Yeah.
grade? Okay.
There's not a box by your corner though.
Okay.
It's,
I just wondered
underground
because if,
connection.
I didn't want that to become an issue if there ever was sidewalks put back and then they got this big handheld
Right.
box right in the middle of the sidewalk slab that we couldn't pour around
There's-
or raise.
that I know of
necessarily.
right now, there's only 2 of those. There's one on Walnut, there's one on John Street.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of it, and if it was gonna be an issue, we need to get it addressed,
Yeah.
before they got much further with it, but if they can, be left in the middle of the sidewalk,
You see, that
be
was-
walked over, it's no big
They
deal.
swapped sides of the street there because of the water main on the other side. It was gonna be across.
Yeah, I've been telling
You know, I did-
everybody on
I
the
did-
west side of John Street that I ended up with a box in my yard because they switched it over there. I said, they kept running, may not ended up with that box. It was marked for a handheld and I ended up with a pedestal. I will say one thing for them, they have been cooperative. They were supposed to put a handheld there in my yard and they were gonna put a pedestal. They changed it for whatever reason. And they were gonna set it there, and I have already got a Comcast big steel pedestal in my yard, right beside the telephone pole. And I called them up and I told them, I said, I really don't want another box. And I said, it's starting to look terrible in front of my house. And I said, I back in and out and drive in and out of my yard. And I said, I'm gonna end up driving over one of those backing out and I don't see it. And they said, well, we could put it in behind the telephone pole, and that Comcast pedestal is so deep, they could tuck it right in behind there. And, it'd be out of the way and, behind the telephone pole. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I said, I'd rather not have one at all, but I said, if we're gonna have one, that'd be a better location for it. So that's what they told me they'd do, and I talked to Matt about it. Matt said, not an issue. I talked to the contractor that was down there working, and he said, you get that worked out with him? I said, yeah. I told him right where he said, and he goes, okay, no problem. I come home from work and it was sitting over beside the telephone pole out of the way in the yard. So I called Matt and left him a message on his phone. It was after hours, he didn't answer. And I told him to call me back. He never called me back, but when I come home the next evening, it had been moved and tucked in behind the telephone pole right where he told me it was gonna be. So, they are taking care of things. And,
Didn't you say that, where there's a stake with a yellow, and that's gonna be a handheld?
if it's got a stake on it that says HH, that's a handheld, which is a flat box, and then the other one will say pad.
Yeah, this is so old, it's been there over a year,
I don't think there's gonna be anything by yours.
Okay.
I think it's just an underground connection. They gotta make a loop right there.
Okay.
But yeah, they came back and took care of it, like I said, you know, one phone call and they were back and made it right, so. Any other old business this evening? Okay, we'll move on to new. We need to set our trick or treat times. Looks like Halloween falls on a Saturday this year. Last year's hours were from 6 to 8. Does that sound acceptable to everyone? Sounds fine to me. Okay. I hear a motion that we make our trick or treat hours 6 to 8 on Saturday the 31st. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. One other order of new business, Robin, is noted here. I guess
I got
you.
some background on that.
Good. She received a phone call about the batting cage down at the Ball Diamond. Someone inquiring, questioning if they were for sale.
Well, I had somebody here in town want me to give it to them. And I was like, not happening. And the thing of it is, which Rick said he'd take it back, you know, Rick paid for the frame.
Okay.
Himself. Then the league bought the net for it, yeah. But, I mean, I think it just needs to stay.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna be trying to get some, you know, youth down there playing ball and stuff, you know, they can replace the net or, you know, and then make use of it if they decide to down the road or whatever. And I would say if Rick paid for the frame and everything out of his pocket, if anything, we ought to give it back to Rick and let him do whatever he would like to do with it.
Well, he doesn't want it back. He just said, if they're getting rid of it, I'm gonna take it back, but he said he thinks it should stay there.
Well, that's all I'm saying, though. I mean, if we just have to get rid of it, we have to give Rick first option what he would like to do with it or whatever, since he's paid for the frame, because it's, you know. Has he had any talk at all about taking the net down, putting it away for the winter?
It's wrecked.
Is it wrecked?
Yeah, it's all, well, but it's all dry rotted. I'm
Is
gonna,
it?
now that it's slowed down, Kurt and everybody down there, 'cause a couple connectors came apart, we're gonna put those back together. I'll take the net down and stick it in there, but it should probably be thrown away.
Okay,
It's getting,
that out of shape.
well, yeah, it's getting dry rotted. The last group never put it up in the winter. So, I mean, it's been outside for like 4 years now. It's just getting bad. Plus, people had mowed it a bunch. It's got hooks. It's got hooks where you can roll it up and, you know, hang it. So you can weed eat or mow around it, but they didn't, and they tried to mow close, and the back side, you don't notice as much when you go by, but the back side, I mean, there's like gigantic holes where it was all wrapped up, and there was a bunch of it wrapped around the blades of that Dixie chopper when we took it apart and serviced it, took the blades off, all wrapped up around the spindles. Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in there. Somebody wants to do something with it, but I bet they're gonna have to replace it. 'Cause that's the bad thing. I mean, Rick said that net was like $750. You know, it's pretty big. I mean, it's long.
Right, any other new business?
Do we need to vote on this Cornerstone
On here for the draft writer. Did you get a copy of that?
what, we all had it separate in our thing, I didn't know if it needed to vote to approve that
I
or.
remember our last one. I think she already got paid. I think you guys already signed off on that.
October 5th.
Let's ask Robin about this before we make it.
Table that.
Yeah, table that to the next meeting till she's here, and get clarification on that. If we can. Cause I'm not sure, John.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, I mean, it was just in there, I didn't see it in the claims, I didn't notice it in the claims that where she paid it, so that's the reason I thought she put it in there, like, you know, with the MK beds and foot waste, just so we could make a motion on it. So that's for the grant writers, and it's the same thing, you know, it's paid for percent completed, just asking for the amount of work finished, completed.
I'd still like to wait if we can. I could call her. She hasn't noted anything here on, it wasn't in here, and that's why I said I didn't see it in here on old business or new That's why. business, and I'd hate to, hold them up on their payment if, problem was wanting to run that through the meeting tonight. So. Hang on just a second. Okay, here you with Robin. Is this acceptable? That I'm
Yeah,
doing
you put it
this?
on speakerphone.
Can you hear me? Yeah, we're on speakerphone, we're in a meeting.
Hello?
Good evening, Robin, sorry to bother you.
Okay.
Cornerstone Grants Management, Inc. In our board packet, you have an invoice here for $5,250.
Yeah.
Did you intend for us to move on this tonight?
Yes, I did. Thank you for catching that.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for.
Sorry about that. Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve?
I'll make motion.
5250.
5250.
I hear a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any other new business? All right, do I hear a motion that we sign the claims and adjourn the meeting?
Motion to sign the claims and adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have a question?